Sponsored by WildEFX.com, bringing you the best Forex experience.
My name is Samuel Leach, Forex and stock trader, author and TED speaker. I'm about to put my reputation and over £350,000 on the line in the Real Forex Trader Series 2. To prove anyone can become a profitable trader with the right mentor and mindset. Trading has given me the skill set to travel the world and live an incredible lifestyle. I'll be taking 18 ordinary people without any trading experience and throwing them into the deep end of the financial markets. It's not going to be easy, and myself and my team only have 4 weeks to turn these individuals into profitable traders.
So at the moment there's 275,000 in the ring.
This is going to be one of the biggest challenges of their lives as they compete to become a consistent, profitable trader.
If you can't tell what red and green is, then you're going out.
£400 in loss.
The joys of trading.
We are down 2,655.
Embarrassing.
In the height of the most volatile markets since the Lehman Brothers collapse, how will these beginners handle the financial and emotional pressures of the market?
Hard-shelled, mate.
I feel like I failed myself physically.
Stay together!
Everyone thinks trading is easy, but when the pressure is on, how will they succeed?
I don't know if I can do this anymore.
What's the point of even talking to me yet?
I believe we can do it.
My heart's going boom, 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 boom.
Previously on the Real Forex Trader.
On Monday we'll be looking to go down to 8 people and then we go into the training.
It didn't work, ended costing me £13.73 and a loss.
Looks a bit messed up now, but money talks, so.
I know nothing about Zaid.
The rain really got us in trouble. Like none of the people wanted to stop. Everybody just was completely running away from us.
The wardrobe doesn't fit in, so we're having to wait until 6 o'clock.
So it's 11:15, and we finally reached our goal for today. So we are now sitting at £801.
If I put in the surplus stock that we have left, then we're up about 730 odd pounds.
Look at Lloyd's face, he's annoyed, he has to do more calculations.
I budgeted to do this program. Young idiot.
So guys, I didn't want to do it, but I just have to do it. I told him, I'm the mole. You know, it's been like what, a week now, coming up to closing out the new week. Man, these new contenders, very putting a lot of effort in, man, and they got what it takes, 100%. There's something, you know, about them that I've seen over the past few days is that, you know, they're gonna keep on pushing. They're pushing and pushing and pushing, and they're not giving up. You know, we've got some of these guys in this challenge right now that we're doing, they're selling until like 10, 11 o'clock at night, just trying to make the most amount of money for the charity. And, you know, going undercover as the mole, it's been very good, man. I'm very happy from what I've seen. I think, you know, there's so much huge potential.
Morning. It was pretty good, better than we thought probably. It was a lot of fun actually, we had a little bit of fun as well, so that's good for the last night. So yeah, definitely we'll see how the results will come out today. We don't know yet what the other team has achieved, so let's hope we come out on top.
Oh, stop. Oh, according to our plan. No, like which ones have you gone into depth?
That's what I did yesterday, but I'll talk about introduction. I'll say what everyone's doing. I'll do this bit and I'll do like half of this bit.
or for about Warren Buffett. I think try focus on the longevity of who he is. Like
We're looking to go short and then long term. Long, isn't it? Or
the current ratio is negative.
Yeah, so we're looking to short it on the short term.
Yeah.
And we're looking to buy it on the long term.
It was crazy cold. I had nosebleed. It was a lot, but we tried our hardest as a team. We worked better yesterday, but we'll see how well it went. I believe in us.
It was good. Managed to clear all the last books because we had a fair few books left, about 20 odd books left yesterday. So we could got back about 10 last night. Up at 4 this morning, and ready to rock and roll.
This team looks like they've smashed it. Though. Look at this. 6, 8, 10. £40 in coins. Turned. Well, I think that's their costings there in that pile there.
Yeah, I don't think you've got to take the cost of the books off their profit. Yeah?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Interesting competition. All of that and all of that is their profit of 1557, which is very good, I think, for 3 days, 4 days as a challenge.
So, first of all, what was the hardest challenges for you guys? What was like, there must have been a tough one.
Selling in the street, I've never done that before.
It's horrible, isn't it?
I've never approached someone and been like, hi, could you buy this? Like, me, I just kind of like walk past. Sometimes I give charity, but like, no, that was really interesting for me. I just watched Salami, took up all his tactics. I was like, I'm doing this. And it actually worked well for me, so I was happy about that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrible, so you felt a bit uncomfortable, which is a good thing. Let's hope you never have to do anything like that ever again. Again, like I said, it's an experience. Some of you really struggled with it. Some of you thrived in it. You know, you've got that awkward kind of confrontational side on the streets. You have the planning of what was going into that. You have your strategy. It is all around trading. A lot of people will probably say it's not, but if you think about the core concept of it, you're sitting there on a Sunday going, do we get more stock or do we stay where we are? And that's exactly the same for trade. Do I hold my position or do I cut out now and go, that's enough profit? It's exactly the same thought process. Being out on the street, trying to confront people, the pressure of being in a trade, of potentially winning or losing, or not making any money, and been standing outside in the cold and the rain. Obviously you're sat inside with a laptop, but it's the same thing. You can sit there and make no money in a day. In fact, you can turn up to work and leave work at the end of the day thinking you've put in a long shift and you've lost money. That's part and parcel of trading, which is pretty much what you experience going through this whole plan. So let's go into the results. Fatima's team was up on Friday and Tobias's team was down on Friday. Then Saturday at 5 p.m, Fatima's team was still up. I got an update at midnight from Tobias's team, which then put them into the lead on Saturday night. And then going into Sunday, Tobias's team was in the lead. And then going into Monday, Tobias's team won. So congratulations to Tobias's team. So well done. Now the final figures, which is crazy, is that Fatima, Don, Tulani and everyone else in that team, you thought your profit line was £874.55. It was actually £1,112.32. So you was like nearly £300 off. And Tobias's team, which is not only beat this team, but you also beat last year's team as well, which is impressive. So Tobias's team, they walk away with £1,557.73, although you're missing 50p, so it's 23p. So congratulations, guys.
So that puts you guys roughly in a bracket of where you've got nearly £2,600 to donate to charity. Well done, really well done, guys. That's fantastic to see. On your pieces of paper, you should have all submitted what order you felt people were, and where you felt you fitted into that group. What we're going to do is we're going to look at reviewing those, and the person that was voted the top the most from each team will be safe going into the next challenge, and the person be voted bottom, if it's familiar across the board, will be put as a risk and will be potentially going home.
Tulani and Fatima, they broadened their ideas by going into businesses and stuff like that.
Dom made a lot of sales online with his social media and his family, and that was really good.
I don't know, I think it'd be harsh to say if there's one member that's the weakest. I think we've all worked really hard, and I don't think there is a particular strongest member at the moment.
Thomas and Tobias, they're the two main strong people in the team.
So there's going to be 2 people that are safe going into the stock report, so that means that even if they don't necessarily do the best, that they will be safe, so they're allowed room for mistake, if you want to put it. And then based off of what you've voted on other people, we've got a list of who are the most at risk. There's no particular order, so the 2 people that are safe today that were ranked the highest performers from both teams, firstly is Chris, yourself, and then Fatima as well from their team. So you 2 are safe today. The ones that are at risk, in no particular order, is Barak, Dom, Thomas, Lee, Zaid and Dom. So there's 6 of you that are on the lowest, on the point on there, that are at risk. That's not necessarily because you've been voted specifically the bottom. If your name hasn't been mentioned, you still are under the watchful eye and need to perform well in the stock report. For those guys that have been mentioned, just looking for you guys to really show your kind of skill set in the stock report stage as well, okay? Pressure's on with the stock report, guys. Make sure you do the best that you can. Good luck, guys. So if you want to just start off by saying obviously what company you've chosen and who chose it.
Okay, so we're gonna choose, we chose Barclays as a stock today. It was a group decision.
The 3 to 5 company. So go back to the first slide. What's that? What's the back one? Yeah. What's the listing 3 to 5 problems your company observes and wants to solve?
So about Barclays, we noticed that what it is as a company. So its industry is in the diversified banks.
Yeah, I get that, but it says list 3 to 5 problems your company observes and wants to solve.
Oh, this is just like, it was a template that came with this, right?
Oh, right. So no one checked the template then to remove the stuff out of it? No?
No, it was just that was an error on my part.
Okay, all right.
In this part, we actually decided to look at the CEO of the firm.
Yeah.
Because the CEO plays a huge part in the confidence of investors. So we looked at James Stanley, and his sort of credibility in the industry backed our support to buy the stock and to invest in him. So one of the reasons is because he has over 40 years of experience in banking and financial services. We just thought that in the long term, as our position is going to be on the daily time frame and a more long-term position, the news may affect it on the short term, but it will actually aid our position.
Are you who did all this research on this slide?
Oh, that was me.
So are you 100% that information on there is true?
I think it's Jess Stanley.
Jess Staley. So it's not James or Stanley, it's Jess Staley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dividend payments are done twice a year. There's a half-year dividend and a full-year dividend.
And on that information there, do you know when the dividend's due to be paid out?
I don't know exactly the dates.
Anyone know when the dividends is paid out?
No, dividends are paid twice a year.
Yeah, but when?
The half-year dividend was paid in September.
Okay.
How much was the dividend?
5.12%.
No, how much was the actual dividend, not the percentage? The value of the dividend.
I don't have the information.
So what does a 5.12% mean?
But maybe Steven can answer it if you know.
But if you've done the research, surely you put numbers up, surely you know what they mean. Otherwise, what's the point of having them up there?
Amount of the shares you own, that's current value.
The share price, yeah. Do you know the current share price?
176.
So what's the dividend amount?
I think it's the share price divided also by the quantity you own.
No, it's just per share. So if you own one share, you still get 5% of one share. If you own 100 shares, you still get 5% of 100 shares. It's all well and good having this information, but if you don't know what it means, or you don't actually know the numbers behind it, it's just pointless.
So it was undervalued 46% compared to fair value, which is £1.76 versus £3.29.
What's fair value?
So I believe that fair value would mean sort of the mean of the market participants.
And what calculation did you do to work out that it's 46% undervalued?
I actually got that information from Wall Street Investor. So.
Is it Simply Investor or Simply Wall Street?
Yes, Simply Wall Street. I keep getting the name wrong.
Okay.
Did you only use Simply Wall Street to get your information?
I use Simply Wall Street. I also use Yahoo Finance.
Stockopedia they use as well.
Along with other sites.
Did you know what calculation it's used there?
No.
So you're just assuming that you're agreeing with a website that says undervalued at 46% and putting it down as a strength without knowing what that's worked out of. It's probably best if you're looking to buy a stock to understand the calculation of what that actually means. So what's your strategy? So are you saying the stock's a buy then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a buy.
And so you're trading at around 8% off of your highs with a 5% dividend on your side. You could be looking at a good 13% return on investment in the next 45 days. So I would personally go with that rather than waiting 2 years to hold long term. That's assuming that it rallies up to its all-time,
I feel like you've sort of done like very minimal research. Like you've looked at key numbers, but you haven't really understood them or really looked into what they mean.
I struggle to understand them. I've never even looked at a stock till we looked last week, so I've spent quite a lot of time trying to.
It's a good pick. Like Barclays is a good pick, but I feel like the reason you picked it is not probably sort of you haven't really sort of got that across to us, not to me anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously when you pick up on these things, maybe just try and get more understanding as well.
The reason why? Obviously a few mistakes there with getting the names wrong and stuff like that, and the sheets and stuff. So that will be taken into account. Is there anything else you want to add to your final conclusion or anything like that before we mark you on that?
Probably want to say this is probably the first time we've actually looked into a stock.
Yeah, 100%.
That's good effort. It's definitely a good effort. Like I say, you picked out key figures and stuff, looking at the right things. It's just understanding
Why.
what you're looking at, and why that is good
And where that source is from.
Yeah.
Who first off chose the stock of Tesco's? You, okay. All right, cool.
So Tesco's is the largest supermarket in the UK. In 2014, Tesco was caught artificially boosting profits by an estimated 250 million, and this caused a 6.4 billion loss in 2014, and the stock dropped over half its value by 2016, and currently has 6,993 stores recorded by the end of 2019.
So first of all, looking at the revenue, we can see that coming from a high in 2015, we went quite a bit low, but we can see now then since 2017 they have maintained quite a good growth and are currently sitting at 63 billion. Also with the operating profit, we can see that they have increased here since 2017 and they have almost doubled their operating profit. Looking at the earnings per shares, as you can see here, again, quite a drop beforehand. There were no dividends paid for stock investors in 2016 and 2017, and we just started up with paying off dividends in 2018 and then in 2019 again.
So what's the dividends percentage that would be looking at achieving?
2.5%, and they're looking to increase that this year.
Okay, is that, are you asking me or are you guessing?
No, it's what I have 2% in my head as well, but yeah, 100%.
It's 2.5% was the dividends that was paid out last year, and that's expected to grow this year.
What information did you take from that? What were you looking
Well,
to gain?
I'm looking at the business as it's growing and seeing, comparing like where they're currently at or where they've been in the past, and now they're on the growing side or on the falling side. So looking at like a technical chart, if you're going upwards, and they have seen that the numbers are going forward. And we're also seeing that the business is growing, with opening more stores worldwide. Again, we have strong sales in strong expectations in Thailand. They are diversifying their product. So if we're looking at the past and where they're coming from, and how they performed over the last few years, and then going forward and what the market holds for them, and where they plan to take the business, it looks to us like, okay, they will increase revenue as well.
Why did you pick Tesco over Sainsbury's?
I went through the FTSE and had a look at some of the companies. I tried to look at some of the brand companies that I may knew a little bit about, and then I had a look into Tesco's and I saw the chart. And then
is Tesco's currently trading at book value or above or below it at the moment?
Below.
It sounds like you're asking me again.
Sorry,
so is it below? Is Tesco's trading below book value?
Below fair value.
Pardon?
According to Wall Street, it's trading below fair value.
Okay. And was that a deciding factor in choosing Tesco's, or?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, how come that wasn't really written about in the presentation?
We mentioned it at the beginning, but then we discussed, okay, so how are we gonna calculate the true book value? And this is then where we
took it out.
Okay, and is that based off of, what decision was that based off of?
We weren't 100%. If you were to ask us on the question.
Was that not because you spoke to the previous team downstairs?
They did say that you were going to ask us questions. They did say that.
Is that why you removed it?
Yeah, because we didn't have
we didn't want to have anything in here that we're going to show you, and then we cannot explain what it is exactly. Okay, so some of the things that we took out on purpose, obviously, because if the question would be, okay, what does that mean, or where does this coming from, we won't be able to explain it. So that's why we decided to take it out.
Okay.
I think it's well presented compared to the other group. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, good presentation. I think you read a bit off the slides too much. Sort of just read. But you both did really well. You did well still, but yeah. It's good presentation.
Good stuff on knowing your information.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys. If you can bring the next group up, that would be great. Unfortunately, we have to get the numbers down, and it's just how it goes. The more people we take through, the less amount of time that we can spend on each individual throughout the process, and we need to make sure that we dedicate our time as much as we can to those that have been performing throughout on the challenges. So the first person that we're going to be sending home is unfortunately Zaid. So unfortunately your journey ends here. Thank you so much for all of your help and everything. But before you go, if you'd like to just come up here next to us.
So I was the mom.
So Zaid has been one of our traders since August 2019. He's one of the newer members of the team, and he's just coming off the back of 4 profitable months back to back, doing very well every single month, performing well in the FX market. And we met up at our last trade review, and I thought nothing better than just put him in as the mole to see what he can find. He's probably the most unnoticeable mole throughout the training. So any points or tips you want to give to the guys?
I feel like all these guys that are definitely cut out to trade and they really, really, really want it, just make sure that you guys just go out and man, before you can even prove to someone, you've proven to yourself as well that you can actually do stuff, whether it's making money, going through so many stressful tasks, destroying boundaries. And I think that's what's the most important thing there. And you guys, all of you should be very proud of yourself, man.
Zaid was tasked with choosing who the weakest person was on the last challenge that's just gone through, and unfortunately that person will be going home based off of what we've seen, and that is Martin, unfortunately. I appreciate you being here, and I think you've done very well. I think you found some of the tasks, especially the counter raise, are very difficult to get your personality out there. And then in the stock report, didn't know too much about the presentation side of things. But yeah, I mean, we're always here, open doors to come back and learn with Samuel on co-trading and be here.
I actually enjoyed the whole week, the first week of the challenge. And performance was not the best, so the last task of the selling, I really didn't felt comfortable doing it. And I felt that I'm like the weakest in the team doing this part of the task. So, and here's the result. I will gonna continue to trade, just gonna look for the other opportunities, how to improve myself to make it better in the trading.
There's one more person that will be going home today, and that person is Tulani. So unfortunately it ends here for yourself. I think from this one it was just that the SAS side of things, again choosing the strongest person, that was a bit against you. The cash raiser we think you did very well on. Just going into the stock report, I think that was just if you took a bit of a step back, I think you would have done well and made it through. But I think the mess up with the CEO's name, not knowing the sources of information and that side of thing just held you back. But I don't think that would ever stop you in the future being a profitable trader, and hope to see you both in the near future working with us at the company. So thank you so much, guys. Apologies that it ends here. It's been amazing having you guys.
I definitely feel I have more to give. I feel like in terms of the stock report, which I made mistakes on, it's mainly because I worked so hard to try get everything together. I put too much of a workload on myself in terms of research, trying to do a lot of things at once. So obviously that was a mistake I made. I really learned a lot about myself and about trading. Even though I didn't actually start trading, I learned a lot about the psychology, about overcoming barriers in life and not letting anything stop you from reaching your goals. So the people at Samuel & Co. and what I've learned is amazing. So I'll definitely apply that in the rest of my life, even leaving here as well. So it's been an amazing experience, and you won't really find an opportunity like this in many places in life. So I've enjoyed it, and I have no regrets coming in.
Hey man, yeah, we didn't need to talk too much, but yep,
My whole team of my stock reports was gone now.
I couldn't find you on social media. I was like,
I don't do no Snapchat, even like Snapchat, like I just turned it on.
oh, that's Snapchat, I get in trouble.
And it just said Happy New Year, and it was New Year like
Oh yeah,
last
you
month.
said that you
Obviously, we kind of had a little look at your avatar picture, and it was like, that backboard looks a bit like the ones in the building.
It was on that room.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
It was in that room over there.
You didn't say nothing, but we were just sniffing. We were like, we don't trust it.
So wait, do I actually live in Hackney then? I was like,
yeah.
I don't know.
That's not a lie, man. That's not a lie.
Trust issues this week, haven't we? Everywhere.
That's not a lie. That's not.
Is there another moment? Yeah. I'm joking. I'm actually the mom. I'm really not.
No, I've seen your whip. No. Love you, bro.
Okay, so obviously you're now down to the final 8. So congrats on getting here. How are you all feeling?
Really good.
Quite relieved.
Yeah.
Stressful. Still a bit surprised.
Bit surprised. So the final choice was very hard. So yourself, Thomas and Tulani were pretty much all on the same level playing field. So reason being is obviously you quit the challenge. Obviously your team was a man down anyway. And so leaving your team a man down, it then begged the question of, if you make it to the finals, would you quit on us? And for you, it was obviously the stock report and not been too confident on doing it. For us, every single one of you is now going to go and learn to trade, right? You're all going to learn to trade, and in fact, you're all going to experience live trading, all of you, okay? The fact for this is it's now over to you as individuals to actually perform in the market. So those that really struggle to get grasp of this from day 1, day 2 of live trading, we will go from 8 down to 6. That's a fact. We will go from 8 down to 6. Once we're at 6, there'll be no one else going off. That's why I'm really concerned with you two at the moment, okay? So it means that with the information that we're going to give you, if anything, you need to overstudy it so that you're more ahead of everyone else for your own sake. So I know you've experienced forms of stress, but you haven't experienced monetary stress. So there's a challenge on Thursday and Friday where I'm going to give you all £2,000 on 400 to 1 leverage, and you're to trade that as aggressive as you can to make the most amount of money over the Thursday and Friday. Which means that you most likely, some of you are going to lose £2,000 of my money. Some of you may make £5,000 or £6,000 of that money for me, which would be a great scenario for me. And it'd be really nice if you achieve that. I have zero expectations of you, so I wouldn't worry too much, but I want you to experience taking risk and making money from it. And the last thing I want to do is to come in on Friday afternoon and find out that I'm 16 grand down before going into the live trading, of which the people that go live could be given anywhere between 25k and 150k on the Monday. Yeah. So if you can't deal with the emotions of 2k, how are you going to deal with 100 grand or 150 grand? Or if we then go down to 6, potentially taking someone else's account and moving to 200 grand. You're going to have to learn to deal with those stresses on 2 grand. Yeah. Because if you're on 200, your 1% risk is 2. So you need to be comfortable with the 2 before you go to larger figures. Okay, and then tomorrow you're going to come in and then you're going to work with Atish, who is our senior trader here and coach. And he's very, very well established here. He's been here since 2015. He's a very good trader. He'll be working with you tomorrow.
Well, obviously you're here to learn how to FX trade, and that's where I come into it. So tomorrow and Friday we'll be working together. Who's traded before the FX market? No, brand new, hands up, just so I know. Cool. So I anticipate there's going to be a range of sort of abilities. We're going to strip it back and start from the bare basics. So those of you that haven't traded the FX market, don't worry. My money is actually on you guys to probably do better, because someone like yourself won't have any bad habits, wouldn't have read any false information. Hopefully you can just take it on for the core principles, as basic as we try and make it, because that's what works. Not to say that people that have traded before are going to struggle. It's just that somebody that hasn't is probably going to excel through this a bit quicker. Tomorrow's going to be quite heavy, theory based. Like I said, we'll be going over basic technicals, going on to risk management, a couple of strategies for you guys to utilise for the rest of the week and next week. We haven't got a huge amount of time, so it's going to be fairly concise, going to be quite heavy but very relaxed. Ask any questions you have, and I'll do my best to give you all my knowledge so you guys can hopefully excel over the next week or so.
If you've seen it, for example, bounce off a level where you was going to take profit, it's now slightly high, and you're like, I don't want to take it now. You just do this. Usually the price will go to that level. So if I'm watching that level, but my win ratio is around 79%. So when you look at that, as long as I carry on maintaining above a 50% win ratio,
with a 1.4 factor, I'm always going to make money, always, based on maths. So it's one of those things that we have to be so cautious of. Obviously, is if it falls short, resisting it, rejecting it. I actually had quite a big self-imposed target, so I'm stretch which not too much your risk. Only a larger amount you get used to, see, gains. I'm probably just going to come in and risk, get set up and start trading. Rather see. So you can sit wherever you like. Don't worry about the 4 screens. You can chart actually. And then again, you can move that over if you wanted to put, like, for example, 2 on there. So you could have 2 there, 2 there. As an example. We're all starting on what? 2 grams, so 5% of 2 grand is. Yeah, sure? Feel sure enough? Fine, so I want to make sure that everyone doesn't leave today until they've done at least 1.5% trade. Okay? Everyone needs to place a trade, don't mind what it is. Let's just get one in the bag, because we're on Wednesday now. Tomorrow you're going to have £2,000 of live money, and you need to get the feeling right. Because today we're not worried about making money or really losing money, it's just about the process of how do I work my risk out, how do I put my position on the chart.
Good so far. I've made 3 trades. First trade I took was cable, which I got on the top, which is had a big sell-off. The second trade I took was US Swiss, but I made an error and put a take profit at 3 pips by mistake. And then I've also got into Euro Yen, Euro JPY, and just sitting on that at the moment. 182.12 total. Cable hit, bottomed out. It touched the weekly, bottomed out on a weekly. So I waited for a pullback. It hit the EMA line, both of them. So I waited for a red candle, and I waited for the second candle, and then shorted. And then I was going to take profit on the weekly. I just wanted to see if it consolidated, and then it did, had a pullback up. I put a stop loss at break even. It retested it again, and this time it broke through, so I just kept my stop loss trailing behind it, and I'm still in it.
So now, yeah, there you go. And then just drag between the 2 points. Just get, all you need is that number, then you can let go of your mouse. So drag from there to wherever you're looking to drag to. Fantastic. Just hold it down. And then you divided that 200 by 10 and you got 20. Number 3.
Trade's going good. First trade I've done, I made £120. So the one hit my top profit was NAS USD. That hit my top profit, take profit. At the moment I'm in USD CAD, Euro JPY and AUD NZD. I'm hoping this one's going to slightly reverse, so is that one and this one. So just waiting for extra confirmation before it starts shooting off. So that's now gone above my buy line. That's not looking good, and that's starting to look good. This one I'm keeping an eye on, not entering it yet. Check.
So you decided to change your direction on this then? And go buy it, there you go.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, you want to. So again, you've got to make sure you wait for a pullback. So you know, in the training book where you see it where it pulled back, that's where you want to be in the trade. Yeah. I mean, the spread between there and there at the moment is 1.5 pips. So just got to give it a bit more room to breathe to go and make that money. Yeah.
Forex is very different from the stock market, I would say. So definitely a different experience for me to understand the movements and what is a big movement, what is a small movement, where to set your risk and rewards. So early day didn't go so good. Now that I got a little bit better understanding, it's going a little bit better. So we'll see how it's gonna go on tomorrow.
Euro USD today. It sort of went against what more technical analysis was, so I got out of it. I'm going to try and take a few more today, make some mistakes, because we are live tomorrow.
And you also then need to check, what's happened overnight. Has anything happened in Asia? Is there anything that's going to be affecting my positions on the day? And then what you want to do is you want to ideally choose 4 charts that you can trade throughout the day. So you want to see which direction that's going, and then you want to see that happening on the 15 minutes and ideally the 5 as well. If you have all 3 of them, you put that down as that's what I'm going to be trading today, and then you want to find 3 others like that and then focus on those 4 throughout the whole day. Does that make sense?
Minus 16, so I'm actually down like
a few
quid.
quid.
Yeah.
And yourself, Chris?
I'm £20 up. Floating trades at the moment is £31 up.
Okay, cool. So that's good. So you're £20 up. Yourself?
Just $2 up. Still in trade, and literally 5 seconds ago was $20 in profit, just dropped down to 9.
And yourself, Lloyd?
I'm up 148. That's cash, and then I'm in a trade that I'm £80 up on. That's currently going.
Good stuff. Down 180, and we're up 70 in open trade. I actually think overall across the whole thing, if it wasn't me doing that on that one, I think we'd probably be around flat, maybe slightly even up. So that's why when you have a whole team doing it, you see someone's having a bad day, someone else weighs that out, and they have a good day. Then you've got the extreme where you've got yourself, you're up 114 and you're in a trade that's up another what?
80.
Yeah, 80. So you then counter out Tobias, who's down 180 but is in up 80 in trades.
Yeah.
So then you two are now net profit, and the few pounds here and there that are down, everyone's actually ends up being up. So that's generally how you want the team to work for the entire length of the competition, and then we're all happy, aren't we? We've got 8 of you, so the 16,000 that's going to be on the line tomorrow. Let's hope that you don't lose it all by Friday close of play. Let's hope that everyone goes and makes some money, yeah? That's the goal.
Next time on The Real Forex Trader.
So, and if people aren't serious tomorrow, then I'll just take people off.
Sponsored by WildEFX.com, bringing you the best Forex experience.